Hey everybody, it is Thursday afternoon, the 20th of May, and I had meant to film a day in the life earlier this week so that I could update you on what's going on, and instead, shit has just gone more haywire, so I thought I'm going to basically be giving you an hour in my life. Kat is currently at physical therapy. I just dropped them off. I need to get gas, which I'm doing currently. I'm going to get my car washed, and then I'm going to probably run through Wendy's because I'm starving and I want something salty and not good for me. And then I will update you on everything before I pick up Kat, because that's what I have time for right now. So now I gotta go finish pumping the gas so I can get my car wash. I'm currently in line now at the car wash after pumping my gas, and in California we haven't had the same run on gas that people had in the South because we have our own sources of gas that are not they weren't affected by the pipeline hack. Our prices are hella high, but they're always hella high in California. When we went to Denver, we were shocked at how much lower the prices were. And I'm in park, just so you know. The car engine is running to keep the AC running, but I'm going to be sitting here for probably another good 15 minutes or so. The update I wanted to give you was about the whole house situation. I talked about it on a live recently, and I thought I would do it in a video as well, because sometimes you don't want to go digging through an hour-long live stream to find the information. I'm going to just break it down for you. I gave my patrons a pretty decent rundown of it, but I'll give you kind of the abbreviated version. So our house went on the market at the end of April. We had 27 showings, which blew my mind. And because of the showings, we wanted to get the cats out of the house. And so they stayed with a friend so we could test to see if it would be good to have them with our friend while we were in Denver. But we also wound up going to the said friend's house. We're very grateful to her, so Jesse could work and so I could get some stuff done. I actually wound up running hella errands. It's pretty fitting that I'm sitting in my car doing this right now, because it seems like in the last 2 months or so, all of the things that used to happen outside of the house but stopped happening during COVID have all started happening at the same time now, and now I am suddenly back on mom duty in the car times a million. I'm sorry with the light being all weird, but that's what comes from sitting in the car. We wound up taking our show on the road. We left our cats with a friend, went to Tracy where I grew up, and spent the night in a hotel there and saw my sister and brother-in-law. They're both vaccinated. We're all vaccinated. Now all four of us have Kat, Jesse, and I have all had both doses of the vaccine, and RJ has gotten his first because they just authorized it for 15-year-olds, and he will get his second dose at the beginning of June, which is rad, right? Anyway, spent some time with my sister, came back, wound up still having to spend some time out of the house, and then on Monday again was back and forth because of more showings, but it worked out well. We wound up getting several offers, and we wound up going with the strongest offer, and we're very excited about the people that are in line to buy our Napa house. You're going to hear some of the background noise of the car wash as well, because now I am first in line. Anyway, the situation though was that we wound up heading to Denver. The timing, the way it worked out, was that we headed to Denver Tuesday morning of that following week, the same day that our agent had the deadline for putting offers in. When we got to Denver on Tuesday, and there were still showings happening when we were in Denver, which is why one of the reasons we wanted the cats somewhere else. The cats were fine. They spent a week at our friend's house. They were stressed out about it, but they were fine. So, and we're very grateful. And we will watch her cat for her because she's also coming to Denver. The first day we got to Denver, we immediately met our agent for the first time, our Denver agent. We hadn't met her in person yet. And we went and saw 2 houses. And we were like, huh. And one of them was one we thought we might be able to get if we put a quick offer in on, but we just weren't sure. We weren't feeling it. I was super excited about it, but that was because the first house we saw, the decoration in that house was just not my taste. Like the colors that they chose and the finishes they chose were just not my taste. And the second house, it didn't suck, but there was a lot of things that weren't in great shape about it. But I was like, huh. So we were kind of like, is this the best we're going to see? And we were like, we might have to stand a stronger chance of getting this house than going into bidding wars when we get closer to the end of the week when everyone and their mother are looking at houses. But we decided not to put an offer in on it, and I'm very glad we didn't. But we were exhausted, so tired. Kat was having a really rough time. We were all adjusting to the altitude. So we wound up having dinner, and then we got all of our offers sent to us by our realtor, and we countered 3, and then we're able to go with, once the counters came back, we were able to decide and go into contract on our Napa house, which was great because that put us in a much better position to actually put an offer in on a house in Denver. Wednesday, we didn't look at any houses. We did some exploring. We loved Denver. We all 4 of us felt like we could move there and be home right away. It reminded us of Bend in Oregon, a bigger Bend, much bigger Bend, but it reminded us of Bend. Bend is also high desert, though not as high as the Mile High City. There's just a lot of similarities, and we adore Bend. It's where my sister lives, my other sister, and that's where we'd like to live one day. But it reminded us of that. We love the vibe. We love the city of Denver. We love the burbs that we were cruising around, because that's where we wound up looking for houses, was in the suburbs, because we're suburb kind of people. I'm just saying. Actually, I'm suburb kind of people. Jesse's lived in cities before. I'm not a city person, but I'm fine visiting a city, and I'm fine living close to a city. And then our realtor sent us some coming soons that she had access to in the portal, and there was this one house that we saw in the coming soon that we really liked, but we weren't sure if we would like it as much in person as we liked it from the pictures. But we definitely, there were several we wanted to see, but this one was the one that really caught our eye. So much so that we decided to cruise that neighborhood that night just to get a look at it ahead of time. And she got us in as soon as we could to see it, which was Friday morning. So Thursday we wound up seeing several more houses, and there were 2 houses we were willing to put offers in on, but one of those houses had 90 showings, and the other one was in contract by the end of the evening, and we weren't ready to put an offer in on that house without seeing the other house that we had seen that we were going to see on Friday morning. So we missed the boat on that house. And the other house, we were like, this is going to turn into some hot bullshit. The whole reason we were interested in it was because it was well below our price range and we could put a strong offer in on it. But if 90 showings on it, I don't know if I was willing to pay that much, especially for a house that was much smaller than what we were looking for. And we called it the Great Compromise because it didn't have a fireplace. And Jesse was willing to compromise on that house, but he really wanted a fireplace. That took us to the end of Thursday, still exhausted at this point. And we wound up going out to dinner. We ate a lot of great food while we were in Denver. I'm just saying, a lot of great food. Looks like my turn to go through the car wash is just about next. And now I am in the parking lot. I have food. I'm gonna sit here and eat, but before I do, I'm gonna finish this story. And it's getting super dark in here. WTF, mate. My goodness. Friday morning, we were going to see, I think, 6, 7, 8 houses maybe. We added more houses that day when more houses got listed because we weren't sure, especially since the ones we were most willing to put offers in on went fast on Thursday. The second house we were going to see was the house that we saw and we drove past the neighborhood of. And somebody's having a very active conversation in their car, and it was starting to pick up, and I think that you may still catch a bit of it, but I can't talk. I'm talking to a camera in my car. Anyway, so we went into this situation wanting to find things we didn't like about it because it was at the higher end of our price range. We expected we were going to have to fight for it because while it was at the higher end of our price range, I keep having to adjust the light, sorry. While it was at the higher end of our price range, it was really nice for the price range. So we went in, and Jesse walked in. Oh my God, this fucking light, you guys. I cannot. Jesse walked in, turned a corner, and was like, oh, fuck. And yeah, it wowed us. It was our dream house. It is our dream house. We talked about putting an offer in the moment we walked out the door. Well, actually, while we were still in the house, we were talking about the offer we were going to make. And then we had to basically fight over the course of the weekend to make sure that our offer stayed on top. And we did. And we got the house. We got into contract on Mother's Day. I'm very excited about that. The big snafu, it's not a snafu, but the biggest thing that kind of came out of it though was that we were going to not be able to move until mid-July because there's a domino effect happening where the people who are selling us our new house have to wait for their sellers of their new house to move out. And they're waiting on their new house. And then our buyers gave us some rent back as part of our package so that we could stay in our house a month after we close. But the thing is, there's going to be a gap in between when we move out of Napa and when we can move into the new house in Denver. The kids will be with their dad all summer, and I'll be talking a little bit more about how that's all changing in an upcoming vlog. I keep saying I'm going to do that, but you guys got to understand, this does not just involve me. This is involving my kids, their parents at their other house, Jesse, all of us. So it's sensitive. Anyway, and now somebody's driving up next to me and giving me a weird look. Anyway, so yeah, so Jesse and I and the cats are going to be spending some time in a hotel in Denver for a little while in between, but we'll be able to spend some time getting to know the area better, working in the hotel, and ordering furniture for the new house, because the big thing is because of that gap, we need to move with a pod style move. We're still going to go with a full service move where they load and unload for us, because I can't do the loading, but we have to reduce our stuff even more decluttering. And we're going to have a garage sale, which I thought we were going to get out of, but we're going to be getting rid of a lot of our furniture, which is fine. Now that we know what house it is, a lot of our furniture won't look good in it. So that's going to be happening in July. And then the most recent, or the moving sale will happen in June, and the move itself will happen in July. The latest wrinkle in this whole situation is that this week, because we hadn't locked in our date yet, because we were still hammering it out with the buyers, our mover wasn't able to move us. So now we have a date locked in, but if we can't make that date work, we're going to have to find a different moving company. I'm not looking forward to that. So if you've been following me on, by the time this goes up, it'll be last week, but if you were following me on Instagram, you can watch in my stories and see when I start having you start seeing me paint a lot or start talking about anxiety a lot, it's because some shit's going down. And currently the shit that's going down is figuring the movers out. All I would love right now is to just be moved into our new dream house in Denver and be fucking over all of this shit. But nope, we still got 2 months to go. It's the 20th of May. So if in a perfect world, we would be in our new house in 2 months. The other thing I will add is that there was supposed to be a week in the summer where we took the kids, because my ex and his wife are going on a trip and they aren't going to be able to reschedule it. But because of things not working out, they're going to spend some time with my sister up in Bend, our favorite place in the world, without us. And it'll suck to not see the kids for basically almost 2 months. But after spending almost a week with them crammed into, they were like suite style hotel rooms with like a little sitting area and beds, we have all learned that there's only so much patience we have for the 4 of us when we're crammed into that small of a space. And the thought of doing that with the cats as well made us all kind of want to spontaneously puke. Anyway, I'm going to finish my food and wait for Kat. That's basically my update. I don't think I'm going to do any more filming today because we have another appointment this afternoon and I'm already sweaty and hot and stressed out and having the stressed stomach situation going on right now. So instead, I'm just going to tell you that I appreciate all of you for watching my videos and being here and supporting me along this fucking journey, because it is a fucking journey. Yes, it is. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Any comments below about tips you have for hosting a successful garage or moving sale, because I think I've only done one maybe once or twice in my life, and it's been over a decade since that. More than a decade. It was before I married my ex-husband. I have not done one of those. I wasn't looking forward to doing one of those, and so I'd love some tips in the comments below, whether you shop them or whether you have thrown them. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, friends, peace.